Hi everyone, welcome to this week edition of Lucy Code. In this week, we are going to talk about how to center a div. The big question is, how can you center a div? Well, in my years of programming experience, I've come across many people where they suffered with centering a div. So in this tutorial, we are going to look at different ways on how we can center a div. And the next thing is, what is a div? In HTML, the div element, which stands for division, is a fundamental container element that is used to group and structure content within a web page. It doesn't have any inherent meaning or styling of its own, but serves as a generic container for other HTML elements. Its primary purpose is to help organize and style content on the web page. You can use a div to create a logical division or section within your HTML document. You can then apply CSS styles and layout properties to this division, which allow you to control the position, in styling, and formatting of the content within them. Now, here are the basic examples. For instance, this is the doc type declaration of your HTML. This is the opening and closing of the head. This is the opening HTML. This is the closing. This is the body where all the visible part of your web page is placed. Now we have a div name, a div with the ID of header, with the content, with the H1 content, welcome to my website, and another div with what content, with a paragraph. This is some content on my web page, and then another div with what, a footer. And then in this example, three div elements are used to create distinct sections on the web page: the header, the content, and the footer, how I've earlier shown in this slide. CSS can be applied to these div elements to control their appearances, layout, and positioning on the web page. The div is a versatile and essential building block in the web development, helping you create well-structured and organized web pages by grouping them and styling content as needed. So now we'll be going to implement this. So now let's head over to our Visual Studio Code and start coding. First of all, create an index page, index.html page. We'll create a style.css, styles.css page, and then we'll create a HTML boiler template. We'll hit enter. We'll give it a title, index page, and we'll now link this CSS to this index page, which is styles.css. Now, let's clear the default measurement. We'll give it margin of 0, padding 0, and box sizing for the box. So here we will now give it a div with an a div with a class name, of center div, and then we'll now give it the content. We'll give it the paragraph H1 with H1 save it. Now let's go live and see how the display look like. Let's go live. Now we are live now. So let's head back to our CSS, and then first of all, we'll call the class which is center div, and we'll give it a display of the first way using flex container, display flex, justify content. We'll make it center, align items, center, Then we'll now give it a height of 100 on the page. Now let's save it and go back. You see, it's now what? In the center. That is the first way of doing it. So another way is using of position absolute. So we'll remove this. This is the first way we have done. So another way is we'll now use position absolute. We'll make it position absolute left of 50%. Transform, translate X. We'll give it minus 50%. Now let's save it and go back to our browser. You see, it's now what? In the center. Now in the center. So another way is using margin auto. So let's try that. We'll give it a max width of maybe 1,200 pixel, and then we'll give it a margin of top and bottom, let's say 10 pixel, and then auto left and right. When you save it and you max width this, let's give it a border and see what's happening. Border 1 here, solid, right? Let's see what is happening. Now you see it's in the center. So now the text align center. Let's see. Great. Now it's in the center. Thank you very much. That is the 3 ways on how to center a div on your page. Thank you.